Here's how to deduct overtime on your taxes. So I use TurboTax, I have for over 10 years, and I like it because it guides you through the process. So I'll show you where the two spots are that you can input your overtime and be able to deduct that overtime. It's new for 2025, so this is for your 2025 taxes, and it can actually work for the next couple of years. You're going to want to go to your income section. And by the way, if you don't use TurboTax or you haven't signed up or anything, or maybe even if you have, you can save 20% on your federal tax filing by using my affiliate link. It's in the description or top comment down below. Go sign up or sign in, and then go to your income. You're going to get to wages and salaries. And inside of here, it's going to be on your W-2 income. And it may not be listed on your W-2 income, so there's a way for you to go ahead and put in your overtime as well. But basically, once you add a W-2 or you're in the middle of adding one, or you can go back to one you've already added and review it, in your W-2, there's going to be a spot, I think it's box 14, that may have some descriptions potentially of overtime. There's different descriptions like OT, overtime. It could be a lot of different things. Basically, TurboTax gives you some information on what that could be when you select this question mark and stuff. You can see here like OT, qual OT, etc. So that description might say OT, and it may have an amount, and that could be the amount of your qualified overtime that you can deduct. Now, if you do have something there, it's already inputted, or you go ahead and input it here and hit continue, and then it's going to ask you for a category. Now, the category for that will be the overtime category. And so we have $500 in the overtime category. We hit continue from there, and we can just go through the rest of it. Now, this section here is going to ask for any uncommon situations. One of those is overtime if you didn't have anything in box 14. And so you can actually go through the guided process. But if you do need to change that amount, like maybe that's not all the overtime, or maybe there's another job there's overtime from, you can continue on after this if none of them apply to you. And once you continue on, it gives you this area here where it talks about deducting up to $12,500 of your overtime, which can save you a lot. We can hit continue, and then it's going to say, let's take another look at your overtime. So the W-2 will show the amount that was on there. In this case, we put $500 in, but that was just a sample amount. But if there's any reason that your qualified amount of overtime is different, then you can change it. So you can use what's on your W-2, that's the easy button, or change it. And it says, help me change it, which will take you through the guided process. And so if you want help entering in that overtime, you can go ahead and go through this and kind of be guided through exactly how or what qualifies as overtime. And this is the important part here. I think in the example that they give, they say that if your hourly rate is $20 and your overtime is 30, so like time and a half, only that half portion is the difference. That's the overtime premium. And so that's what you qualify for. You make sure that 500 is that overtime premium. If it is, say yes. If not, then it's something else. You're going to have to enter in that. And so we can continue on. And then it does have all the situations of which this does or doesn't apply. So you have to make sure you're eligible, that you are not an exempt employee, I believe. That's what they're saying here. And then you continue on. You have your qualified overtime pay. And so you can put in or change if your qualified overtime pay is different. Continue again. And then you have your W-2 summary. And so that's in there now. Now, if you didn't have anything in box 14, we're going to go to continue and scroll down, and we're going to pretend we did not have this line item. So if you're someone who didn't have anything in there, if you continue on from this page, it's going to ask for the uncommon situations, and overtime is going to pop up. And you click these question marks, and it gives you all the information here on the right-hand side about what that certain situation is. So I'm going to check mark overtime in this case, hit continue. It's going to take us through that same process. Was I exempt or not? Continue. And then did my employer give me a letter about my overtime or a statement? Yes, no, probably not, maybe. Do I have a year-end pay stub that shows my total overtime? Oh, I might have that. So I click yes, hit continue, and you can go through and adjust all that, right? And so you can say, I want to change the amount, and then put in the correct amount from your pay stub, hit continue, etc. And so that's kind of the process to go through and fill in overtime on your tax filing for 2025 here in TurboTax in particular. And that's how you can deduct overtime on your taxes. Once again, this isn't any tax advice. I just want to show you the system. This is all for educational purposes. I like to help people work with software. I've used TurboTax for over 10 years. You can get 20% off filing your federal portion of your taxes on TurboTax just by clicking that link in the description, even if you already use TurboTax or if you're signing up for the first time and going to try it out. Personally, I like it. It guides you through all the processes and it makes tax filing a lot easier and a lot simpler. That's it. That's how you can overtime. That's how you can file your overtime on your taxes.